So good day, class. We will now be discussing about your hemostasis. So this is an introduction to your hemostasis. As you can see in the background picture of the title page, you can see their cells. Okay, what are those cells that you can see? You have your red blood cells, platelet, WBC that is adhered into your walls of the blood vessels. So let's define what hemostasis is. So your hemostasis is known to be the stoppage of blood. So stop of flow of blood. No, how do we stop it? So you are going to make a blood clot. So your hemostasis comes from a two Greek word meaning blood and to stop. No, so generally it is just to stop the blood flow on that area, which is gushing out. No, not literally stopping the blood flow within the inside of the body, but to stop the blood flow going outside of the body. So this is literally no for injuries, okay, internal or external, but no, that is the flow of blood that is being stopped, not literally the circulation of blood within the body. Okay, so it involves the interaction of your blood vessels, no? So platelets, coagulation mechanism or factors, fibrinolysis, and tissue repair. So these are the elements that you need to have in order for you to have the hemostasis. Okay, so isa-isahin natin yan. So for the hemostasis also, this is a complex process that produce a clot to stop the bleeding. So sabi nga natin, this is not to stop the blood within the inside, but the flow of the blood going outside. So meaning, this is stopping the bleeding, no? The bleeding. It keeps the clot confined. Bakit? Bakit kailangan naka-confined yung clot? Because if your clot goes to other parts of your body, it may cause embolism or thrombosis. Okay? Either embolism or thrombosis. So, anong pinagkaiba ni embolism sa thrombosis? Si emboli is nasa isang area lang. Okay? Sorry. Si emboli yung gumagalaw. Gumagalaw. How do we say na gumagalaw? No? For example, the clot was found in your hands. Okay? In the vessels of the hand. Saan ngayon napupunta pa yon? No? It would go with the flow of the blood. No? Sasama siya sa flow ng blood until makarating siya sa ibang parts ng body. So that is called embolism. When you say thrombosis or the thrombus, this is just clot, no, in one area, one specific area, na hindi siya nag-move doon. Doon siya mismo nabuo. Okay? Yan. This dissolves, no, the clot as the wound heals, no? The hemostasis dissolves the clot as the wound heal. Why? Because if you don't dissolve the clot, ano mangyayari? You would occlude the blood flow on that area, no? May stop mo yung flow ng blood doon, and it would cause another complication to your body. Okay? Kaya after na mag-heal yung sugat or yung bleeding or yung injury on that area, the clot will now be dissolved. Okay? So those are the process of your hemostasis, no? Formation of clot and dissolve of the clot. Okay? Formation and dissolving the clot. Okay. So what is the purpose? The purpose of your hemostasis is to ensure that the coagulation mechanisms are first activated when there is an injury. Okay, bakit? Bakit kailangan pag na-injury lang? No? Kasi dun lang dapat siya nagpo-form ng blood clot. And if ever that your blood clot is not formed in an injury, okay, no? Nagpo-form lang siya ng basta-basta kahit walang injury, that is a problem. Okay, and we will discuss that on your diseases. Okay? So, not unnecessarily activated, no? Sabi dyan, not necessarily activated. Kasi nga, when it is activated, it might, no, and it could have an implication to any parts of your body, no, even the organs itself. Okay. Then, ano pang purpose ng yung hemostasis? It is to restore the tissue blood flow after, no? After the repair. Bakit after the repair pa? Kasi nga, your hemostasis, no, is the mechanism to stop the blood flow going outside of that injury. Okay? Kaya pagka nag-heal na yung injury, tsaka lang dapat doon mag-restore yung normal blood flow. Because, no, if hindi nag-restore ang normal blood flow after the injury at hindi na-dissolve yung clot formed in that injury, ano mangyayari? You would have a bleeding. No? A bleeding within that area. Bakit? Kasi mag-o-occlude din yung site and, no, you would have not enough coagulation factors to circulate kasi doon lang siya namumuo. So you do have both bleeding and clotting on that area. Okay? So yan, dapat after repair lang kasi pagka hindi, the blood will just go out. Okay. So what are the systems involved on your hemostasis? So there are various systems that are involved in your hemostasis. So what are those? So you do have your vasculature, platelets, clot formation, and fibrinolytic system. So isa-isahin natin ano ba yung mga yan. Okay? So for your vasculature, this is composed of your blood vessels. Okay? Vascularity. Okay? Ano ba yung meaning niya, no? Cardiovascular. Sinabi cardiovascular, meaning the heart and the blood vessels. So, ano ba yung mga blood vessels natin? So, we do have different types of your blood vessels. We do have your arteries. Okay? Arteries, veins, capillaries, arterioles, and venules. So, this is arranged as to the caliber. From largest to smallest. Okay? From largest to smallest and also from the highest pressure to the lowest pressure. Okay? So, yan. Yan yung mga types of blood vessels natin. So, the vasculature, okay, have the thickest, no? The vasculature, no, wherein your arteries have the thickest wall of the vascular system. Thickest wall ang sinasabi, pinakamakapal. Bakit kaya pinakamakapal, no? Si artery. Kasi ang sabi natin kay artery, no, it has a higher pressure. Why does your artery has a higher pressure from the heart? Kasi your artery supplies the blood throughout your body. So papalabas ng puso papunta sa iba't ibang parte ng iyong katawan. Kaya mas mataas yung pressure na kailangan ni artery. Okay? Kaya mas makapal ang wall ng artery. Okay? While your veins, they are large and have more irregular lumen than the arteries. Okay? And, no, meron pa tayong additional kay veins. Plus, it has your valves. Okay? The valves. Ano yung valves? So, your valves prevent the blood flow going back to the heart from your veins. Okay? Bakit? Kasi, pag walang valves, yung flow ng dugo mo, bumabalik. Okay? So, kung ito yung blood vessel, for example, this is the veins, no? You do have the valves here. Okay? Kasi yung blood mo papunta pa ganon. Okay? So, papasok dyan. Para you do have your valves not to, no? Para hindi bumalik yung blood flow. Magi-stop. Magko-close yung valves. So, those are the difference between your arteries and valves. Arteries and veins. Okay? And also, in histology, your arteries are circular in shape, while your veins, they are collapsed. Okay? So, yan yung makikita natin. So, here is a picture of your blood vessels. So, how can we know what is the vein, what is the artery when looking at a histological picture. So first, note the diameter of the wall. How? No, as you can see here, this one. Ito muna yung tingnan natin. Okay? As you can see here, it has a thick wall. Thick wall. So ano ang description natin for the thick wall? It is an artery. No, thick wall. And also, it has a more circular arrangement. Unlike your veins, no, this is your veins. Yan. No, it has a thin wall of the muscularis. Okay? So this is a nerve. Yan. So yan yung difference nila when it comes to histological component. Also, here, this is yan. This is the different parts of your blood vessels, such as from your tunica media, intima, and externa. Adventitia. Okay? So, yan. Okay, ano makikita natin? Pag artery, when we say artery, makapal. Okay, more circular. Unlike your veins, they are collapsed. No? Medyo irregular yung shape. And also the thickness of the wall. You can see? Okay. So your media is composed of your muscles. No? Muscle ang kinocompose nito. Kaya mas makapal kay artery since you pump the blood out of the heart going to the parts of the body. Again, this is a nerve. Kaya be careful when heating or extracting blood kasi malapit lagi ang nerve sa mga blood vessels. Okay. So, yan, no? Your vasculature, your blood vessels has 3 layers. So, it has your tunica intima, media, and adventitia or externa. Okay, so for your intima, this is the innermost. Okay, innermost. Most layer. Okay, this is composed of single endothelial cells and subendothelial layer of connective tissue, which is called internal elastic lamina. Okay, internal elastic lamina. So, bakit elastic? No? In order for your blood vessels to adapt to the flow and pressure of the blood. Okay, next is tunica media. Your tunica media is the middle layer. Okay, middle layer of the wall, of the blood vessel, wherein this layer is made up of your smooth muscles. No, sabi ko nga kanina, muscles siya. And elastic fibers. Okay, wherein this will help into maintaining your shape of the blood vessel. Kaya, you do have a thick tunica media in arteries. Bakit? Kasi it maintains the shape of the artery and also it has a greater pressure coming from the heart. Okay? Next is tunica adventitia, the outermost layer. So the outermost layer and the strongest of the 3 layers composed of collagenous fibers, collagenous and elastic fibers. Okay? So your collagen, syempre, this is a protein for your connective tissue, and the tunica adventitia provides the limiting barrier and protecting the vessels from overexpansion. Okay? So, mas matigas si tunica adventitia kaysa kay tunica media. Okay? Because of the collagen component. So, yan. Those are the layers of your blood vessels. So, here is a picture wherein you can see how the difference between your artery and the veins, also the layers of their wall, and the connection coming from artery to capillaries, then to your veins. Okay? So, yan. So, what are the roles of your blood vessels? So, the roles of your blood vessels have 2 different characteristics. Ano yung mga yan? You do have your non-thrombotic and the thrombotic. So when you say non-thrombotic, your blood vessels are non-thrombotic because of negative charge surfaces. Ano si negative charge surfaces? This is composed of your endothelium and platelets, wherein this repels the contents of your blood vessels not to stick on the wall. Kasi dapat nasa gitna lang siya. So, meron siyang negative charge. So, anong sabi natin? Negative charge repels negative charge. Kasi like repels, opposite attracts. Okay? So, yan. Kaya, it has a negative charge kasi your cells are negatively charged. Para hindi siya didikit doon sa wall ng blood vessels. Nang basta-basta. Okay? In a physiologic manner o normal na circulation. Okay, another role of your blood vessel na non-thrombotic, meaning hindi gumagawa ng clot, inhibits the platelet activation. Okay, ano ba si platelet activation? We will know more about this activation when we go to your primary hemostasis. Okay, but your platelet activation, this is the release of the chemicals within the inside of your platelet activating the walls of your blood vessel and even other cells to stick around and form a clot. Okay? So yan. Then, inactivation of thrombin. Ano ba si thrombin? Si thrombin is a proagulant. Proagulant. When you say proagulant, it initiates coagulation. Procoagulant pala. Procoagulant. It initiates coagulation. So, ini-initiate niya or pinopromote niya yung pagkaklat ng blood. So, that's your thrombin. And this is also inhibited by your heparin and thrombomodulin. So, ano nga ulit si heparin? Si heparin is our naturally occurring anticoagulant. So, it inactivates the thrombin. Okay. So, that is the non-thrombotic. So, let's go now to your thrombotic. So, when you say thrombotic, exposure of the subendothelium. So, ano nangyayari? Pag na-expose ang subendothelium, your subendothelium has a factors that signals your platelet to release its chemical or messenger chemicals within the inside of the cell. So, ano nangyayari? It will initiate your platelet activation. So, ano nangyayari? Na-activate si platelet. Okay? Pag na-activate si platelet, ano mangyayari? Nagkakaroon ng clotting. Kaya nga thrombotic events Okay, nagpo-form ka na ng blood clot. So, kunyari, paano ba na-expose si subendothelium? This is due to your injury. So, eto na. Nagkakaroon na tayo ng injury para magkaroon ng clot formation. Okay? So, pagka nahiwa yung blood vessel mo, for example, this is your blood vessel, at nahiwa ka dito sa part na to, the subendothelium in this area will initiate, okay, the platelet adhesion or the platelet activation. Kasi nga, nahiwa ka na. So, meron na yung subendothelium is already exposed. Okay? Ano pa nangyayari sa thrombotic events? Secretion of platelet activating factors. So, you are now activating your platelets. At ano yung mga activating factors na yon? Such as your von Willebrand factors. So, this is connected to the third statement. Your von Willebrand factors are your factors adhered to your subendothelium. Okay, when this is released, okay, your platelets are now attracted to this. Okay, and then pag dumikit na sa platelet kay von Willebrand factor, it will now release more messenger chemicals signaling your cells and other platelets to adhere to that surface. Okay? Para, tinatawag niya yung mga platelet o mga co-platelets, co-cells. Lapit kayo dito kasi may butas to or may injury tong area na to. So, lapit kayo hanggang sa magkaroon ng clot, blood clot dun sa area, and it stops the gushing out of your blood. Okay? So, yan yun. So, si von Willebrand factor, no, initiates platelet adhesion. Saan mag-a-adhere? It will adhere to the walls of your blood vessel or in the subendothelium. Okay. Next, release of tissue factor. So, it will aid the secondary hemostasis naman. So, ayan, meron tayong primary, meron tayong secondary. So, for your secondary hemostasis, okay, these are the release of the factors within the platelet. Okay? And mixing with other coagulation factors. No? Promoting your coagulation and until your fibrinolysis. Okay, so that's the thrombotic and non-thrombotic role of your blood vessels. So next we go now to your platelet. No? Another system involved in your hemostasis is your platelet. So your platelets, they are inert cell fragments. So sabi nga natin, your platelets are cell fragments only. They are not literally cells. Okay, they are fragment of the cell. So your megakaryocyte is fragmented to form your thrombocytes. Okay, kaya sila enucleated kasi they are just fragments of your cell. Okay? Ano pa? They have a negatively charged, okay, cell wall in order for it to repel the endothelium of the lining. Okay? So, anong sinasabi doon? Nire-repel nila yung lining. And pag na-cut yung lining na yun, it will have a positive charge and that platelet will now adhere to your subendothelium. And that is called your passive surveillance. So, si passive surveillance ay nangyayari when your platelets detects a positively charged subendothelium lining. Okay, meaning may injury sa area na yon. Okay, so that is on your monitoring vessel lining. Okay. Next is the primary hemostatic plug. So, anong ginagawa ni formation ng primary hemostatic plug? No? From your platelet adhesion to your platelet aggregation. Okay? Until to your platelet aggregation. Okay? So, yan. Yung formation ng primary hemostatic plug. Then, the secondary hemostasis will now come. Okay? Provides phospholipid surface for secondary hemostasis. So, your phospholipids are essential in activating your secondary hemostasis, wherein this secondary hemostasis is more on the chemical messengers, which detects your phospholipid surface of your platelets. Then, formation of healing by stimulation of smooth muscle cells and fibrinoblasts. Also, after ma-plug na ni platelet, magkaroon na ng clot formation, and after na secondary hemostasis, you will now ready for your fibrinolysis. And also, your platelet will release chemical messengers in order for your fibrinolysis to occur. Okay? So, yeah. So, this is a electron micrograph of your platelet. So, this is a platelet, okay, with a circular structure. Bakit circular, sir? Kasi, still, this platelet is not activated. Unlike on your letter B or on your second electron micrograph, it has already blebs or your ano to? Parang mga kamay, galamay, no? Nagkakaroon na siya ng protrusions. Okay? Bakit? Kasi your platelets are now activated. And pag na-activate na yan, those protrusion will adhere to other cells. Hinahawakan ng mga yun, yung other cells, in order for you to stabilize a clot. Okay? So, nagkakapit-kapit sila. So, again, this is now naman a photomicrograph of your platelet showing in a PBS. Ano yung PBS again? Your peripheral blood smear. So, these are platelets. Yan. Na nakaklot. Pero you can see also, no, na magkakahiwalay. Ayan. Okay, and another one here, no, mas malalaki yung platelets niya dito. Yan, pwedeng isolated ones, pwedeng magkakasama. So this is just glitters, no, kasi nga cell fragments lang siya. Para siyang dumi lang. Okay? On your PBS. Okay, next system is your clot formation. So on your clot formation, this is composed of your primary and secondary hemostasis. On your primary hemostasis, it is composed of your platelet adhesion, activation, secretion, and aggregation. Okay? So, yan yung mga components ng primary hemostasis. So, ano ba si adhesion? So, your platelet adhesion is, it binds, no? Your platelet to blood vessels blood vessel wall. Okay? So si platelet dumidikit kay blood vessel wall. Okay? Now, your platelet activation, this is the release. No? Release of your platelet factors. So nag-release ka na. Then now you will secretion on platelet secretion. You are releasing, no, chemicals for secondary hemostasis. Chemicals for secondary hemostasis. Okay? So yan, magre-release ka na ng for secondary hemostasis. And then, for aggregation, this is now formation of plug, no, composed of different cells. No? Aggregation. Okay, aggregation of cells in the injured site. Okay, so that is their primary hemostasis, but we will still further discuss this on your next topic. Okay, secondary hemostasis naman, this is composed of your coagulation cascade. Okay, coagulation cascade. Okay, wherein this is more about your chemical messengers and your factors promoting the coagulation. Okay, like your intrinsic pathway, extrinsic pathway common, and even your fibrinolysis. Again, we will have a separate topic for this to be thoroughly discussed. Next is your fibrinolysis. So for fibrinolysis, this is the process of breaking down your fibrin clot throughout hydrolysis of your fibrin. So anong ginagawa? Pinupunit na ulit si blood clot. Sinisira niya na ulit in order for you to restore the normal blood flow. Okay, activation of system, of course, when the intrinsic pathway is already been activated. So meaning, okay na yung blood vessel mo. So next, we go to your principle of coagulation. So for the principle of coagulation, I have here a photo. A photo showing your platelets, hemostasis, coagulation, fibrinolysis, and even your blood vessel. So, bakit ganyan yung itsura? Kasi po, no, this is a balance. Okay, balance. Bakit? When your coagulation increases, platelet number increases, fibrinolysis is decreased, ano mangyayari? You may have coagulation. Mas madaming magko-coagulate. Or mas promoted ang coagulation within the blood vessel wall. And your hemostasis will be disrupted. Okay? Ano mangyayari? Aangat to. So, magko-coagulate yung blood. Ano na naman nangyari? Pagka bumaba ang coagulation factors mo, platelets, and even increase in fibrinolysis. So, aangat naman si fibrinolysis. Ano mangyayari? It will lead to bleeding. So, kung itong isa is coagulation, yung isa bleeding. Okay? So, pag mas mababa yung coagulation factors mo, mas mababa yung platelet mo, at mas mataas ang fibrinolysis mo compared sa normal, you will have an increased fibrinolysis leading to bleeding. So, dapat balance. Okay? Balance ang mga factors na nandito sa baba. Okay? In order for you to have a hemostasis. Okay? So, pagka na-disrupt, no, yung coagulation factors wherein it has an increased amount, ano mangyayari? Coagulation. It will lead to thrombosis or embolism. Pagka naman mas mababa yon, it will lead to bleeding. Okay, and so on and so forth. So that is my last slide for this discussion. Just message me for the questions and I will answer them. Okay, thank you.